Hi everyone, I am Sir Richard and I will be joining you in this video lesson. Let us begin. For today's video lesson, we will have solving problems involving parallelograms. For our review, let us have activity number 1, matching type. Match the terms in column 1 to its corresponding equivalent definition or formula in column 2. First term, parallelogram. That is correct. It is B, a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. Let us have number 2, square. It's E, a parallelogram whose sides are congruent and with 4 right angles. Number 3, rhombus. The answer is C, a parallelogram whose sides are congruent. Number 4, rectangle. D, a parallelogram with 1 right angle. And for number 5, quadrilateral, we have A, a 4-sided polygon. These concepts, definitions, will be helpful in solving problems involving parallelogram. And for us to understand more of this, let us have the following. Properties of parallelogram. Given the figure parallelogram LOVE, we have the following properties. Opposite sides are parallel. Therefore, side LE is parallel to side OV. Also, side OL is parallel to side VE. Next one, opposite sides are congruent. We have side LO is congruent to side EV and side LE is congruent to side OV. When we say congruent, they have equal measures. The third one, opposite angles are congruent. So we have angle L is congruent to angle V and angle E is congruent to angle O. Consecutive angles are supplementary. So when we say supplementary, the sum of its measures or the sum of their measures is equal to 180 degrees. And we have this example here. Angle L and angle E are consecutive angles, so therefore, the sum of their measures is 180 degrees. The diagonals bisect each other. So in our parallelogram, if we are going to draw the diagonals, we have diagonal LV and diagonal EO. And let's say that they intersect at point S. So in our last property, segment LS is equal to 1/2 of segment LV. Also, we have these different types of parallelogram with their own special properties. And I know we are already familiar with this since we have discussed this in our previous lessons. But let me just give you their definitions. Rectangle, a parallelogram whose angles are congruent. Rhombus, a parallelogram whose sides are congruent. And then for the square, a parallelogram whose sides and angles are congruent. Let us apply these concepts in solving examples numbers 1, 2, and 3. For number 1, in the figure, ABCD is a parallelogram in which angle A is 75 degrees. Find the measure of each of the angles B, C, and D. It is given in the problem that angle A is 75 degrees. So in the figure, we have labeled angle A as 75 degrees. And for us to solve the missing measures of the angles B, C, and D, we can apply the properties. First property is the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. And we all know that angle A and angle C are opposite angles. So therefore, since angle A is 75 degrees, then angle C is 75 degrees as well. What about the measures of angles B and angle D? We can use the consecutive angles are supplementary property. Angle A and angle B are supplementary angles since they are consecutive angles. Therefore, angle B is equal to 105 degrees. Further, angle D and angle B are also opposite angles, which means these angles are congruent. With that, angle D is also 105 degrees. Let us have example number 2. The ratio of two sides of a parallelogram is 4:3. If its perimeter is 56 centimeters, find the lengths of its sides. We do not have any figure in this problem. So better if we are going to draw our figure. We have already this parallelogram on the left side of your screen. And take note of our given 4:3. So with this, let the lengths of the two sides of the parallelogram be 4x centimeters and 3x centimeters respectively. Then, the perimeter of the parallelogram is given by the formula P is equal to 2 times S sub 1 plus 2 times S sub 2. P is the perimeter, S sub 1 and S sub 2 represents the sides of the parallelogram. Therefore, by substitution, we will have 56 is equal to 2 times 4x plus 2 times 3x. We will end up having x is equal to 4. The answer will be one side is represented by 4x, so therefore 4 times 4 will give us 16 centimeters. What about the other side? That is 3x. So therefore 3 times 4 is 12 centimeters. So our final answers will be 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters. That's it. Let us proceed with example number 3. WXYZ is a rectangle. WY measures 30, ZX measures 2x plus 4. Find the value of x. Since we do not have any figure, we can draw our rectangle WXYZ. And to understand better of the problem, let us label the given. WY is a diagonal that measures 30 units. Also, ZX is a diagonal whose measure is given by 2x plus 4 units. So in this problem, the diagonals of a rectangle are involved. Very good. If you have remembered, the diagonals of the rectangle are congruent. So we have WY is equal to XZ. By substituting the given values of the diagonals, we have 30 is equal to 2x plus 4. So we have x is equal to 13. The answer, x is 13. Since we are only asked to find the value of x. And we're done. I hope you find it easy. Summing up. To solve problems involving parallelograms, its properties must be applied. So again, we have the opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are congruent, opposite angles are congruent, consecutive angles are supplementary, and the diagonals bisect each other. And also, do not forget the different types or special types of parallelogram. We have the rectangle, the rhombus, and the square. There you have it. If you are having a difficulty in understanding the lesson, you can always go back with the video. Or you may also check your modules to understand it better. And if you have understood it very well, congratulations! You may now proceed with the answering of the practice exercises as well as the evaluation. Thank you and goodbye.